Yu-Gi-Oh! An incredibly complex card game with tens of thousands of cards. However, what if each set was separated from the rest of the massive card pool and your choices when building a deck were extremely limited? In this series, in order to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! From the ground up, I will be embarking on an adventure through the history of the card game with Jeexx. In each episode, we will have access to all the cards in a select product, and using only the cards in that product, both of us will build a deck before playing a best of 3 match to determine the winner of the episode. We will move in a chronological order in the series, and with each new episode we will forget the cards of the past in order to experience something brand new. We hope you enjoyed this adventure through Yu-Gi-Oh! And its evolution with us. Welcome to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. And guys and gals, welcome back to History Yu-Gi-Oh! A learning journey, this time with Code of the Duelist. And the very sharp-eyed of you may notice that I'm wearing the exact same getup as last time. I'm recording these 2 deck breakdowns back to back, because I'm going to be traveling and scheduling some videos as a result. But we're doing Code of the Duelist, the first main booster set of the Link era. And here's what we're playing. So let's go through the deck. And as you can see, we're kind of have a match of 2 different, just decently good archetypes with Trickstar and Traptrix. Early on in the Link era, there aren't that many archetypes to go for, and I felt like Trickstar was probably the best one, and Traptrix was also there, so might as well just use both of them and see what happens. So Trickstar Cardina, first let me just explain, like, Trickstar, we obviously know what Traptrix do. I think Mantis is the only new one, so I'll explain that as we go. But Trickstars are basically, they're annoying, playing tricks on your opponent and burning them in the process. And obviously trap tricks are all about the whole trap cards. But we'll cover the Trickstars first. Card Nida. When this card is normal summoned, you can add any Trickstar card from your deck to your hand, and each time your opponent activates a spell trap while this card is on the field, you burn them for 200. The normal summon searcher, the Stratos of the deck, very good. Then we have a single copy of Trickstar Lilybell. If this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, you can spell summon this from your hand. Obviously, extension with Cantina immediately summons itself. You can only use this effect as a heart once per turn. You can attack directly, and when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target a Trickstar monster in your graveyard to add it back to your hand. So gets you some nice recursion as well. But the important part here is just normal Cantina, search the Lilybell, immediately summon Lilybell. Now you have a play to make a link to. Then we have Trickstar Licorice. As a quick effect, you will reveal this card in your hand and target a Trickstar monster you control, except Licorice special summon this card, and if you do, return the monster to the hand. And each time a card is added to your opponent's hand, you burn your opponent for 200. And you'll see there's some bouncing stuff here, which complements this thing. But all of these, like, they can easily summon each other themselves to the board to make link plays. Then we have the Traptrix side of the deck. We have Traptrix Mantis, unaffected by the effects of whole normal traps. This is generic in all the Traptrix monsters. When this card is normal summoned, you can add a Traptrix monster from your deck to your hand, and once per turn, as a quick effect, you can target a set spell trap you control, return it to the hand, and then you can set spell trap from your hand. This lets you play around with columns, which shouldn't matter yet because we don't have Imperm yet, but mostly it's just like when obviously you have stuff that searches and sets it immediately from the deck. You can, with Mantis, obviously, you can change what you want to actually set. Then we have Atrax. Atrax lets you activate whole normal traps from your hand, and the activate prevents the negation of any of your normal trap cards. Then we have Murmaleo. When it's normal summoned, you can add a whole normal trap from your deck to your hand, and if it's special summoned, you can target a spell trap your opponent controls and pop it. And then for our hand traps, we're running 3 Ash and 3 Effect Veiler, just because I have no idea what Jeexx could be playing, and I feel like these are these are just the generically good ones. There we go. Then for the spell traps, we have Trickstar Light Stage, the fill spell for Trickstars. When it's activated, you can add a Trickstar monster from your deck to your hand. The modern fill spell, classic there. And once per turn, you can target a card in your opponent's spell trap zone while this card is in the field zone. The set card cannot be activated until the end phase, and your opponent, that set card cannot be activated until the end phase, and your opponent must activate during the end phase, or else send it to the graveyard. And then each time a Trickstar monster you control affect battle or affect damage to your opponent, you additionally inflict 200 burn, which can stack up really fast, especially when we're like playing a lot of like good back row to stall the to stall the game. And the thing about here is that if Jeexx also ends up going for a Trickshot Traptrickstar deck, or more important, like the Traptrick side of the deck, obviously this field spell will completely shut off his trap holes, because if we're not summoning, you can't use them at any point, and we're not summoning anything in the end phase, so he just loses those at that point, which is obviously really good. Double terraforming, because this is a really good field spell to get. There's extra copies of all of our Trickstars, so we want to see it as often as possible. A single copy of Dark Hole. Now, obviously, when all the trap checks said they are unaffected by the effects of whole normal traps, it would be really funny if they said, like, unaffected by whole cards, so you, like, couldn't blow them up with Dark Hole. But we still have a single copy of Dark Hole, because we're, like, playing a very controller deck, so we want to be controlling the board. We have 2 more in the side as well, if Jeexx is going, like, super wide, super often. So we have that for those. Then we have Trickstar Reincarnation, a very notorious trap. If you know, you know. Banish your opponent's entire hand, and if you do, they draw the same number of cards. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Trickstar monster in your graveyard, special summon it. The first part already, like when your opponent is searching or anything, is absolutely insane. And the other part, obviously, is like using this for recursion on your Trickstars as well. And now you can probably see Licorice here. Each time a card is added to your opponent's hand, inflict 200 to them for each, and then each time a Trickstar monster inflicts battle effect damage to your opponent, burn them for 200. Imagine you banish 5 with this. You're just all like, you banish 5, maybe they've searched 1 card even, and like you get one of the things that they search. Now you're burning your opponent for 1,000 with Licorice, for an additional 1,000 with Light Stage, and then you set up for future turns being able to recur those. This card is kind of insane, and I think it's always been so obnoxious and so annoying, but it's good, so we're playing it. And then, thanks to the special edition of Code of the Duelist, we have access to the Solemn card as well, so we're running triple Solemn Strike and 2 Solemn Judgment. Solemn Strike, when a monster would be spell summoned or a monster effect is activated, pay 1,500 to negate and destroy the card. A Solemn Judgment, just negate anything by paying half your life points. This is going to be really scary, and probably something we might side out of, like some of the Solemn cards if Jeexx also on Trickstar. But like us playing Trickstar means that we're burning Jeexx for a lot of his life. And if he's not on Trickstar, but he wants to play the Solemn cards, it's going to be a lot more costly for him. And then obviously, because we have the Traptrick stuff, we want to have some holes as well. Triple bottomless trap hole. Just talked about it last week. We don't have to talk about it now. For trap hole, spell summon a monster to 2,000 more or more attack, negate the effects of one of those and destroy it. And then a single Traptrick trap hole Nightmare. Monster spell summon this turn activates its effect. You negate and destroy the card. As for the side deck, a bunch of extra stuff here as well. Solemn Warning here is 2 copies as well, but bro, if you've been watching the series, you know how many times I've tried to use this, and Jeexx goes like, yeah, actually it doesn't work here. Yeah, actually it doesn't work here. I'm so sick and tired of it. Fuck this card. It doesn't ever do anything. Chaos Trap Hole here. The Trickstars are lights, and if Jeexx is playing something else that's like a light or a dark, then obviously Chaos Trap Hole is really nice for that. A second copy of Lilybell, just in case we want it. Triple Recall, when your opponent activates a monster effect, your opponent draws 1, and then you negate and destroy the activation of the monster effect. So basically we give our opponent a draw, but also we get rid of anything in the process, and if we negate something like a Link monster with this, obviously it's still worth it. A triple MST, we're not that worried about like stuff like the bottomless trap holes and any other trap holes, because obviously the Traptrick side of our deck doesn't really care about that stuff. But still, with Solemns in the format, and obviously with something like Trickstar Reincarnation, we want to be popping back row sometimes, so it's there just because we might need it. Then for the extra deck, we have Trickstar Holy Angel at 3 copies. Takes 2 Trickstars. Each time a Trickstar monster is normal special summon to a zone discard. Zone discard points to burn your opponent for 200. Trickstar monsters discard points cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, which is really nice because if we want to Dark Hole, obviously if we lose Holy Angel, but still. And then If your opponent takes damage by a Trickstar monster effect, this card gains attack equal to the damage they took until the end of this turn. This with something like that I described with like Licorice plus Reincarnation obviously goes up to 4,000, which makes this an insanely good beater as well. Then since we have our Earth monsters here as well, we have Mrs. Radiant here, just because then we can, with Mrs. Radiant, we can then make Mrs. Radiant and summon Rafflesia after. Takes 2 Earth monsters. This is what we will call like the generic attribute links, and actually, that's good to make sure now. Because I think, yeah, it won't be relevant. Yeah, it'll something for next episode. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is what we like call the generic attribute links, where they take 2 of their own attribute, they give all of their own attribute 500 attack and defense, and make the opposite attribute, so Earth and Wind, Fire and Water, Dark and Light, lose 400. And if it's destroyed by a battle or a card effect, you can target it in its own attribute of a monster and add it to your hand. I Mrs. Radiant is this for Earths, which makes sense because we have Traptrickstar here. Then just to have like additional links if we need them, we have if the world Chalice Priestess that takes 2 monsters with different types and attributes. We can obviously make this because we have Trickstars as the light side and Traptrickstar as the Earths, and we have obviously their fairies and insects. And then this link card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Your opponent cannot target this link card with card effects. And if a monster discard points to would be destroyed by a card effect, you can instead send this to the grave. And then if it's sent from the field to the grave by any means, you can summon a World Shadows monster from your hand. We're not running any. This is literally just here as a link to if we need it. But most likely we will just use this to climb into Gaia Saber, the Lightning Shadow, who's just a 2600 vanilla, but it's a big beater. Or, alternatively, the topologic Bomber Dragon. A link 4 takes 2+ effect monsters, so we can make this with something like this Radiant and Ib, or like any 2 link 2s make it. If another monster is supposed to a zone, why do I keep saying zone? To a zone, a link monster points to while this monster is on the field. You destroy all monsters and main monster zones, and your other monsters can attack for the rest of the turn. After damage calculation, if this card attack an opponent's monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. Obviously, it's just the biggest thing there is in the entire set. And it can burn your opponent, it can nuke the field. It's just really good, but obviously Link 4 at this time is still a bit costly. But this is also why we want to have like Holy Angel, and why Holy Angel's attack gains are so relevant, because we can actually maybe use it to beat over Bomber Dragon. But the likelihood of Bomber Dragon hitting the field and just winning the game is very likely, but luckily we have over 10 cards to deal with it. Then finally we have Traptrickstar Rafflesia. Obviously, since we're playing Traptrickstar, we're playing Rafflesia. Once again, unaffected by any trap effects while it has material, and Traptrick monster you control except Rafflesia cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. And then your opponent cannot target any Traptrick monster except for Rafflesia with card effects. And once per turn, as a quick effect, you indeed -1 to send a whole normal trap that meets the activation condition from a deck to graveyard. And now the effect becomes the trap card's effect. Basically, your opponent summons a monster, you D-1 from this, and you send bottomless trap hole. And now the Traptricks says that your opponent, when your opponent summons a monster with 1500 or more attack, banish it. So yeah. Oh, sorry, destroy the monster, and then if you do, then banish it. But yeah, that's about it for the Code of the Duelist deck. I'm interested to see how this goes, because obviously you've seen what happened in the Link Starters episode already, but I don't know yet, so this is still like me recording this stuff before we played any episodes in the Link era, so it's going to be very interesting, and especially like with this one, because we actually now have a card that's not just a Link, like getting it into my brain that we're playing with Master Roll 4, not Master Roll 5, we'll see if I forget about that. But I'm still excited. Excited about the Link era, happy to be here. Hopefully enjoyed the deck break, and hopefully enjoyed Jeexx as well. And afterwards, we will see y'all in the dueling zone.
We're playing Code of the Duelist. Code of the Duelist is where the Link era starts, guys. You know this. But what if instead of playing the Link era cards, we went and we played Elemental Hero Air Neos? So we're playing Gofu for filler, essentially. We're playing Gofu to be able to actually make links that we contribute off for Neos. We're using that to just kind of hopefully pressure early game using Neos for like pushing, and just generally, like, if we end up in a situation where we can't actually execute on the Air Neos plan, we have the plan of, shit, I'm gonna hit the go full button. I'm gonna go into links. I'm gonna make some shit. I'm gonna swing over this. Bada bim, bada boom. Easy enough. Gofu, as we've probably explained multiple times by now. I've explained it multiple times in a row. Summons itself if you have no monsters. Spell summons 2 tokens. Those tokens can't be used for any form of summoning. And they are not future proofed, so they don't say link summoning, so you can use them for links. Whoops. So Gofu is also a tuner, which means that it's pretty good. It's a level 5 tuner. It's pretty good to get out. You can make pretty much anything with it. Then we have Neos Alias for a level 4 card that we can easily summon out using a hero lives, and then we can normal summon it to have Elemental Hero Neos out, and then we can use Miracle Contact to shuffle Air Hummingbird from our hand and Elemental Hero Neos from our board to the deck and summon out Air Neos. Boom. And now we go ham. And because we paid 4,000 life points, we're 4,000 life points in the hole, so Air Neos is huge! Bet you didn't think of that. But yeah, then we have Lee, World Chalice Fairy. If it's normal summon a spell summon, you can add a World Chalice monster from deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, if this card is in your graveyard, you can set one monster from your hand or fill it with the graveyard and add it to your hand. Air Hummingbird, you gain 500 life points for each card in your opponent's hand. Rescue Ferret, you can shuffle it in the deck to special summon cards whose levels equal 6 to your zones that a link monster points to. And they have their effects negated. Now that might not sound very good, but Air Hummingbird is a 3. Just saying, guys. Air Hummingbird is a 3. Then we have Rescue Rabbit. Rescue Rabbit obviously allows us to go into the World Chalice stuff, which then allows us to then from there actually play links. If we happen to be in a situation where we can't actually execute any form of Neos plan, we have this as an option. I'm World Chalice Guard Dragon. I've effect is activated that targets a link monster. You can send this card to the graveyard from your hand or field and negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. Banish this card from the graveyard and target no monster in your graveyard and spell summon it in defense position to your zone a link monster points to. This again with Neos. You send Neos to the graveyard using some shenanigans and boom. Now Neos is on board. Now you can normal summon Air Hummingbird. Now bam, you have Air Neos. Again. A hero lives, as I talked about. Air Cracking Storm. This is here solely to have access to Lord Air. So we have access to Air Hummingbird because we didn't have any access to Air Hummingbird outside of this. Then we have Castle Link for Link Spider. So it acts to Link Spider. E-Call, Miracle Contact. Miracle Contact we have access to because we have hero support in this. Thus we have access to Miracle Contact because it's a hero support card. You can also go like, well, it's a Destiny hero card, so it doesn't really count now, does it? But it's like, brother. Is that what we're gonna be saying? I don't particularly agree with that, but you know, you do you. I think this works. This is fine. And if you're actually gonna be like, dude, you can't be playing these cards. What do you mean? I'm playing Air Neos Turbo right now. Do you really want me to not play Air Neos Turbo? Thought so. Anyhow, a Miracle Fusion because we have hero support in this. Back to the front to summon out monsters from the graveyard, specifically Neos. Honest Neos, so that we can use like Neos Alias in Game 2 for beatdown. Then we have a third copy of Neos Alias. We have a third copy of Guard Dragon. We have a second copy of Air Neos so that we can actually maybe get out 2. I don't think that's ever happening, but 2 Air Neos in one turn? Never before seen. No one has ever done it. Gaia, because there's Earths in this, fairly a lot of Earths. Nova Master, because there's some fires in this, and the Shining, because there's a lot of lights in here. Obviously, a second copy of Neos. Then we have some more links in here that we can probably splash in if we happen to be like, well, we can't really play this. We can kind of shift over to removing stuff like Neos itself for another copy of Guard Dragon and even Neos Alias. Thus removing a lot of the bricks that exist, but still being able to kind of like play an actual game plan revolving around using link summons and also using Neos for possible options. Or Elemental Heroes for possible options. That's what I mean. Wait, then we have Ib. We have Firewall Dragon and Blade Master. I'll just talk about these. You know, I'm gonna skip these. I talked about these in the 2 other decks I'll remake. We can talk about them some other time. Anyhow, Topologic Bomber Dragon, if it's spell summoned, if a monster spell summoned to a zone a link monster points to, while discarded on field, destroy all monsters in the main monster zones, and opponents, your other monsters can't attack this turn. And after damage calculation, burn your opponent for damage equal to that monster's attack when destroyed at blade. Dangerous, not gonna be used, it's really irrelevant, but this card might come up later, so it requires a Destiny Hero monster and a Dark Effect monster. You can discard one card, then send one Destiny Hero card from your deck or graveyard, a hand or deck to the graveyard. And if you do a Destiny Hero monster, you can control gain 200 attack for each Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard until the end of this turn. I think this card would be legitimately pretty good if you could send any hero monster as a quick effect. Like this card could have had some genuine play. Even now, I feel, if it was just a hero monster and a dark monster, and just changing like the Destiny Hero parts of this to be hero. But that's just me being like, oh my god, this card could have been sick. Then we have Absolute Zero, we have Airneos, as I mentioned, Great Tornado, Aurum, Gaia the Lightning Shadow, which is how we get access to Gofu, and then everything else Weebfox will probably be talking about. Anyhow, that about does it. As I said again, 3 decks. One is Guaranteed Mirror, one is Pure Evil, one is just funny. Anyhow, good luck with the games.
Ladies and lads, welcome back to the History Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey, this time with Code of the Duelist, the first official booster set for the Link or Reigns era. And I said it last week, the reason why I look exactly the same is because it's been like 7 minutes since we stopped the recording for the previous one, because I've said it a million times at this point. I'm traveling for a couple weeks. We're prepping some videos in advance. So, but Jeexx, Code of the Duelist, what are we thinking?
Code of the Duelist, this motherfucking Firewall Dragon is the piece of shit, the biggest piece of shit card that they released, and we can't even fucking showcase how much of a piece of shit this card is. This is literally the worst piece of... They designed a card to break the game, and then they let it be legal for like a year.
Are you also staring at the first second screen? Oh, there we go.
And then they went like, what if we just eroded this card instead of just like, oh, you know, like painting a new card that has the same effect and keeping that shit back? Whatever. Normal summon Rescue Rabbit.
Go for it.
Response.
You're good.
Banish Rescue Rabbit. Special summon out
from the deck.
The other mode.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I would like to summon out. Where is it? Beckoned by the World Chalice, and my other Beckoned by the World Chalice.
Oh, now I know you all have 2 of them. You go for it.
And then I would like to link them both. Oh, actually, wrong order. I'm supposed to link one of them off first here. I link one of them off for an Imduck.
It's not a duck, it's a fucking dragon, you're stupid.
She's stupid. Stupid dragon. Then I would like to activate the effect of Imduck. Or not activate. I would like to normal summon, in addition to my normal summon, Beckoned by the World Chalice. That is not an activated effect, that is simply a normal summon.
Yeah.
Then I would like to link off my and my Beckoned by the World Chalice for a where is it? Aurum, the World Chalice Blade Master. Then I would like to activate the effect of my Imduck, the World Chalice, because it is sent to the graveyard from my field. I would like to special summon from my hand a World Chalice monster, summoning out crowned by the World Chalice. I think I want to summon it here. Do I? Doesn't matter.
It depends if you want to Shiryu stuff.
Yeah, I'm mostly thinking like, is Ningirsu? I mean, I could also just have done this, right? This also works. But what did this do? Some is from hand as well. It doesn't help me here. This linked card cannot be destroyed by card effects. Blade. And the other can be protected with this, and then I can't tribute shot. Ningirsu is not a quick effect, which is unfortunate. I don't think I can get a... Just fucking yeet both of these. Summon out an Ib. And go.
We sure did some link summoning.
We did a lot of link summoning. Dark Hole.
No.
I mean, it's only got destroy one.
Yeah, it would only pop arm and you still get to crit, so Dark Hole wouldn't even do that good.
I can replace the destruction with him. So.
I mean, yeah, you can have either of them, basically. It's you get to pick what pops here. Unfortunately, I have not the greatest hand. I don't love it.
We just gotta draw this one card and I'll do it. You get to do it. I'm so close.
I mean, just draw it at that point.
I'm trying. That's why I was thinking of going to Ningirsu. I was thinking I would just use Ningirsu to hopefully draw into the card I want to.
Gotcha. Our normal Mantis.
Boy.
Is the... No, I would like to activate the effect to add a Traptrickstar monster from my deck to my hand.
Yep, that is okay.
Okay. And
Don't worry, I got nothing.
Think...
my hand is the funny.
That's awesome, man. My hand is not funny, but it's also not good. I'll add Murmileo. And then... I will set 2. And that'll be all she wrote.
Wow, that sucks. Well, I would like to normal summon from my hand. Elemental Hero, Neo Alias. It is a normal monster. It is a normal monster while it is on field.
It is a normal monster. Imagine if it was a normal monster in the deck. Imagine if it was a normal monster in the deck. Crazy. So you could summon 2 of them with Rabbit. That would be kind of beast.
Yeah, I think that would actually be legitimately sick. But the main reason I'm running it here is for the funny, but also because it is a normal monster when I summon it, so I can go into induct it to do stuff with it.
Yep, makes sense.
I think that's pretty good.
It does make sense.
I don't have any World Legacy stuff in the graveyard, so I can just go swinging. Does that matter? Does that do anything? Do I get anywhere if I do that? No, not really. Might as well swing into this.
So it is a 29, right? With a different name.
No, it's only World Legacy. Only World Legacy. Not
it's World Legacies. I see.
Yes, that's why I was checking.
Gotcha.
It's 2,000.
I will take 500.
And then I would like to pass.
All right. Oh, the misery.
I could have protected Alias there, but I didn't think it was worth it because I felt like keeping it on board is more relevant than getting an Alias on board.
It's just... This hand is so dog shit and I'm so sad. Like, I can't believe I fucking... It doesn't really even make any sense. Sure. We'll normal summon Traptrickstar Candina.
Yep.
And I will add a Traptrickstar card to my hand.
I mean, you just add the one that summons itself.
Yeah, it would be a real damn shame if the one-off copy of Traptrickstar Lilybell was in my opening hand. Wouldn't it?
always running one copy, man. Should run two.
Yeah.
Running garnets.
Always 2 garnets.
Always 2 garnets. The garnets are magnetized to your starting hand. So when you draw 2 of
But
them,
I don't want to start with 2. I'd rather start with 1 garnet instead of 2 garnets.
True. But at least you have chance of the 50-50 chance of the other garnet not being magnetized to your hand.
I will add to my hand
Fucking hate it.
Trickstar Reincarnation.
Wow.
Then, I mean, it doesn't fucking do anything, honestly, but we'll activate Light Stage just to.
I mean, you had Licorice here. Your mouse Cantina.
Yeah, I mean, it would. I'm gonna stop.
What? Bro's not playing the full package? That's crazy.
Oh, I am.
Actually, I only.
Actually, you know what? This is way funnier. Okay, I'm gonna add Licorice to my hand. Then I will special summon from my hand a Licorice by targeting my Candina and bouncing back this Candina. Then I will reveal from my hand this Traptrickstar Licorice to... No, I can't. It would be really funny because, like, no. Yeah, does actually Yu-Gi-Oh have stuff that what's his face? Actually, I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just summon this in defense. Does Yu-Gi-Oh have stuff like whenever you summon something, it like burns or something? Because imagine like it would be. I mean, that would be a thing that they. Honestly, a Trickstar feel like something that I could have seen it coming. Like when they came out, they just have a. If their field spell was like whenever you summon a Trickstar, burn your opponent for 100, and Licorice didn't have the limitation where you can't bounce Licorice, so you just infinitely bounce 2 of them, and that's just the game.
Yeah, I mean, this is literally the archetype that I think is the most toxic in terms of anything that they have ever designed, because it's pure burn archetype that has no other win cons, and it's just like, okay, why? Why did you print these cards right as you changed the rules to favor burn strategy?
And if that wasn't enough, they also have one of the most obnoxious trap cards ever printed.
Yeah. It's one of the worst things that they have ever made, in my opinion. And I'm happy that Trickstars didn't ever really get much support beyond their first wave. They got like a lot of it, but they didn't get like anything that pushed them to the spotlight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think like
they're largely supported by older cards.
Anyways, yeah, and then I will pass. And on your draw, a card is added to your hand, so you take 200, and then Light Stage burns you for an additional 200.
I can't use Control A because for some reason when I click Control, it jumps to that thing. That's unfortunate. Well,
I think Reincarnation, even without draw and lockboard, is like annoying because it's just like, okay, your opponent activates a searcher, and then after that, like you get to banish the thing they search for. It didn't need to also have the just banish your hand and kill yourself.
Just shoot yourself. I'll set a card that doesn't set a chain. I would like to normal summon a World Chalice Guard Dragon into the spot orm targets.
Let me read this one. On the card, if you link pointer, you can send this cover and your field. You can banish this cover. Then okay, cool.
Yep. I would like to activate the effect of Orm to tribute the World Chalice Guard Dragon.
Yep.
To special summon out any monster in the graveyard.
Target a monster in yeah, it just needs to be to a zone.
That's crazy.
It can be anything you would ever want.
In your I'll summon out by the World Chalice in a defense position, and then I would like to activate the effect of World Chalice Guard Dragon to ban it from my graveyard to special summon out one to a spot that is pointed at. I would like to summon it out here.
Yep.
And then I would like to. That's annoying. I can make another one of these, but I can't make another one of those right now. I would like to wait. I can skip that step, right? I can do this instead. I can summon this over here instead.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of summoning Ib, I summon out Imduck with the effect of Orm.
Mm-hmm.
And then from here, I send Orm and Imduck to the graveyard to summon out a Ningirdo.
What does you do? If this guy links under discard points, you can also first. You can. I mean, you can stop it with, but I think at this point I do need to thin your. So I would like to, the link summon, activate Trap Hole Nightmare.
Oh yeah, it's mandatory.
Yeah, that's why I was reading it, but.
Yeah, I'll just send it to the graveyard. It gets negated. I don't get to draw cards, but it doesn't get destroyed. And then I would like to go into combat, swinging over the Trickstar Licorice.
Yep, Licorice to the grave.
And then 2,500.
I will take the 25.
And then I would like to end my turn.
Yes, sir. And. Right. Draw, standby main. Oh, great heavens. Well, I guess
you are playing Chain Strike, right?
I would like to activate the effect of life stage, targeting this thing.
Yep.
And then. Actually, wonder which one makes more sense. Will normal summon Mermeleo.
Yep.
I would like to activate the effect on normal summon.
Yep.
I will grab a hole and
a hole.
A hole at your house card. Imagine if it just, brother. I think I was talking about this in the deck breakdown, which is like, imagine if someone there forgot to, they were like, I mean, they're not like holes. It's just like, search a hole card, and you could just search a field nook on command with Traptrickstar, because, you know, God knows they need it.
They really do. They really do.
I wonder which one actually. It's one of these two. I'll just go for bottomless.
Yeah.
Then I will.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize, but it doesn't negate the effect of monster. It negates the effect from when it activates.
Oh, Nightmare?
Yeah. So I could have sent a card last turn.
Yeah. And that'll be everything.
Alrighty then, chat room. We go standby. Main. Normal summon. Rescue rabbit.
Go for it.
I would like to banish.
Oh yeah, this should be in the end phase sent to the.
Oh yeah.
Or if you can activate it during the end phase, then you can. But
no, I can't because for some reason my opponent is cringe and he's playing Trickstar. Moral superiority, boys. I would like to summon out chosen by.
I think we established you.
Actually, no.
You're not allowed to complain when you're winning.
No. My opponent is playing Trickstars, guys. I am morally winning already. I did not need to take this win home anyway. Then I would like to special summon using Crowned by the World Chalice for an Imduck. And then I would like to use Imduck and Crowned by the World Chalice to summon out an Ib.
I will attempt to. Actually, it doesn't.
You cannot destroy.
Yeah, because it needs to be destroyed. So yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't do anything. Then I would like to go into combat. I would like to swing over Vermilion.
Yep. I will take 200.
And then 1.8 for Ib.
Yep.
And then 2.5 for Ningirsu.
Yep.
And then I would like to... Reincarnation says you can banish it from the graveyard, so you could summon something out for link material if you pop it. You can use it right now to do it anyway, but at least I would get to add cards to my hand. Does that matter? Does that do anything? Does that change anything? I can't send this to the graveyard anyway. I have to send specifically Ib to the graveyard to be able to do anything with this. So I would like to send one card from each player's field to the graveyard. I would like to send this card. I can't target it for some... The one that isn't bottomless.
Okay.
And my Beckon by the World Chalice.
Yep. I guess you do want to recycle your hand if that's the case, but I will still chain it because I want it in the grave. Actually,
yep.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, actually, I don't want to because I get it in the grave anyway. Never mind. It doesn't make sense for me to because I only want it in the grave, and the reason for you to target it would be to I'm not gonna chain it.
That's annoying. You're not gonna chain? Oh.
No. Because I was literally like, I mean, yeah, but it sends it in the grave and doesn't banish it, so yeah, I want it there anyway.
Okay, and then I in my Beckon then.
Alright, let's... I don't know if there's anything we can... Oh, great heavens. That's... Oh, jeez. This is tragic. I don't have... Yeah, there's nothing. I was trying to find it, but there is absolutely nothing. I guess going second on a going first deck and just drawing the absolute worst I possibly could, it's tough. But I have some siding that I definitely need to be doing, so we will return in a bit. And we are back. Let's see if we can do actually something this time.
Okay.
All right, let's start with a late stage. A light stage will add to my hand a Condina. I will normal summon set Condina to add to my hand a Lilybell. And when it's added to my hand, I can special summon it. Then. I guess it's kind of whatever. But yeah, sure. We'll get Condina back to my hand with Licorice. And then we will use these two to make Holy Angel. Just so I can say at least that I summoned it once, so yippee. But unfortunately, that is gonna be all
There it
she
is.
wrote.
No, there's the card that you were looking for. Each time Trickstar monsters no more special summon to a zone this card points to.
Yeah, I mean, I know this was for that, but I more referred to the part about Licorice not being bound herself.
Oh yeah,
Like, that was
no,
the
but like
point there.
that would have this card will enable it, which is why Licorice can't like. No way in hell they could have printed that. If they did this, would
They
be the biggest
printed
design
Release
mistake.
Firewall Dragon, so they could have definitely done that.
So technically they did do that. Like you can
Yeah, I
literally
mean-
do an infinite loop with Firewall
Exactly.
Dragon by doing exactly that. Which is like, oh great, thanks. Fucking kill me. Normal summon Begging by the World Chalice.
Yep.
Make I'm duck.
A duck. It's a fucking duck.
Normal summon Crowned by the World Chalice. Tribute both of these off to Spare Hell Summon. Oh, not tribute. You use both of these to make what the fuck? Let's see, requires 3.
Obviously, Holy Angel doesn't do anything by herself, but I basically just wanted to at least summon it once.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I summon this, and then I would like to activate the effect of I'm Duck, which allows me to special summon from my hand a World Chalice monster. Yep. I activate it. I go to battle phase.
Yep.
Yep. I set 1. Pass.
I respect it.
Pick.
I mean, I don't need to. I would like to normal summon Mantis and add a Traptrickstar monster to my hand. I will go for Murmello. Then I will set a card face down. And, oh, this doesn't even have a Trickstar element. I mean, might as well use Light Stage for that.
Back to the front in response. I would like to Spell summon out Crowned by the World Chalice.
How does this work? It's kind of weird that, I mean, I guess it would be kind of broken if
You activate it.
Yeah.
I chain it. And then, yeah. If it's a card I can't activate at that point, then...
Yep. Yeah, I guess that's the point of it. I mean, it was mostly I put it here in case you were going to be playing a similar deck, because obviously against whole stuff, it's pretty good. And the mirror would be really annoying.
I would like to normal summon say again. One normal summon, extra normal summon. It doesn't. Okay. I would like to use my Crowned by the World Chalice to make an I'm Duck.
Another duck.
Another duck pointing at the sky. I can kill it if I want to.
Yep.
That's okay.
The summon is okay.
Okay. Then I would like to use my extra normal summon to summon out Lead the World Chalice Fairy. When it is normal summon, I would like to add to my hand a World Chalice monster from my deck.
Go for it.
I would like to add it's just a World Chalice card, right? Yes, it is. Oh yeah, this one doesn't have the actual chalices in it because that's only in the actual World Chalice. Like, man, that's annoying. I would like to add Crowned by the World Chalice to my hand.
Yes, sir.
And then I would like to link off my Lee, the World Chalice Fairy, and my I'm Duck for an Aurum. And then I would like to
I'm dead ass gonna judgment the Aurum.
The summon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I mean, even
It's-
it doesn't get summoned, so it fizzles out.
Yeah, because
it
it
doesn't hit the
would
board,
be
I don't
summoned,
get the thing.
so yeah, I can't even. It's not just for. Yeah.
Yeah. So Imduck activates. It leaves the field. I get to summon out a World Chalice card from my hand.
Yep.
Double checking if this card is engraved. Yeah, that doesn't work here. Double checking that these actually are triggered effects. Which also one World Chalice monster. Yeah, that is a triggered effect. I would like to special summon out my bound by the World Chalice. Then I would like to activate the effect of Lee, the World Chalice Fairy, to send a monster from my hand or field to the graveyard and add this card back to my hand. I am sending Neospatian Hummingbird to the graveyard.
Not the hummingbird.
The hummingbird. I'm sorry. I couldn't get the funny. Then I would like to double check. I would like to send Ib to the graveyard for another Imduck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I would like to.
Actually, you know what? No, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, go for it.
And like
The extra normal
use it
for
as
Lee.
I can get a regular normal summon off of this, but it's unfortunately not as good as I would like it to be at this point. But yeah, I kind
Is
of have
Lee
to.
once per a hard
Yes,
once per
both
turn?
effects are hard ones per turn.
Okay, because I feel like Link
Otherwise,
era is when they start doing that for like most things. Like for at least like summon conditions. Stuff loading like not as much, but yeah.
I think you need half your life points. I have less life points anyway, so it doesn't really matter here. Double checking some stuff real quick. Can't make that. Could have made this come for a little bit of a different line, but that doesn't matter either. That would have been popped. This doesn't do anything right now. Honestly, I'm gonna attack into this and pop it with Imduck's effect.
Alveiler when you go battle phase.
In battle phase.
Yeah.
Or okay, that's whatever. You can't Veiler in battle phase with the Veiler at the end of battle phase, so at the end of main phase, which means that my main phase doesn't end.
Okay,
so I get
start
to
the
continue
battle
my
phase. So
turn.
yeah, go for it.
Because like, yeah. Because
But
now I
you
can
use a
actually
normal
normal
and
summon
it
stuff
doesn't
here.
matter. It's Veiler, so you don't get to extra normal anyway. So I guess it's whatever.
Yeah, I mean I don't have an extra normal from this anyway, so I already used it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Like that's why I declared I'm using the extra normal summon from Imduck for this. Same way you can from.
How did you get Lee on board?
From Imduck, because I have a normal summon.
Wait, how do you see the log?
I used Imduck's.
swear. Didn't you?
I use
This
back to
should
the
be
front.
so long.
I make Imduck. I summon out. I use the extra normal summon to summon out Lee. And then Imduck goes to the graveyard. When Aurum goes to the graveyard, Imduck goes to the graveyard. I get to summon stuff out from my hand.
Oh hell no! This is why Modern Yu-Gi-Oh is so. Bro, there should be a log for. Because okay, then I wasted. I definitely, because I wanted to, because I thought you hadn't. No, not yet. That's whack.
Yeah, and then that's unfortunate. Doesn't matter. Pass.
Draw stand by.
At least this thing is like relatively big. 20,000.
You know,
hard
this
to
one
swing over.
is in my hand though.
But you have to trade into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I mean,
you can make Holly Angel, but it's still like you have to make cards from that.
And
I don't have like. What else do you want me to do? It doesn't matter if you have a card in hand or not. I can only make the place that I can make, and the game is gonna end anyway in one way or another.
Yep. But is the ad okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yep. I will. I'll get Lilybell. And then Lilybell will get summoned.
Yep.
Okay, but what if I call you not having monsters and instead I do the greedy? I don't think it makes any sense. Because like, I don't even... I guess I could. It is cooler though. Nah. It doesn't make sense. I'll just use these two to make the Jolly Angel.
Yep.
Dun, 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 dun. I will go battle phase, swing for 200.
Yep.
And then light stage, additional 200. But
burn you. I thought this also burned you.
Oh, it burns on the Trickstar summons.
I was thinking that it was it also had like a flaming man effect.
Oh yeah. And then the attack increase doesn't matter because on the turn, and also it's monsters, I think, right? Yeah, there's some monsters, so it doesn't even matter because it's. Yep. So then we'll go main 2. I will set 1, and that's gonna be all she wrote.
Okay. Stand by main. Almost summon. Elemental Hero Neos Alias.
Go for it.
Battle attack using Elemental Hero Neos Alias.
Yep.
Response.
Nope. You can do
damage calculation. Declaration is already gone. No mirror force is active. I activate Elemental Hero Honest Neos from my hand, increasing Neos Alias attack by 2.5 thousand.
Yep. I will take 24.
And then I despair.
How do this? Sure, we'll just normal a Mermello.
Yeah.
Anything on the summon?
No.
Alright, I would like to use the effect to add a whole normal trap. And honestly, I'll just go for bottomless.
No.
We'll set a card, could be anything. And
No.
I will end my turn.
Stand by. Main. I activate. Emergency call.
I would like you to not do that.
No, my Milge. My Milge.
I would fucking perish.
Bro. Then, just swing into this fucking rat bastard.
Yep.
Doing damage. It's a normal monster.
Mm-hmm.
I could fucking... Oh my god, that would be kind of cool, actually. Holy shit. Like, if I could do... Oh, I didn't think about that. That's neat. Link Spider is actually really used for this deck with Neos Alias in here. Because you can really use Neos Alias as a normal summon or even as a hero lives target to go into stuff. It's cool.
No, it's not Mellow. Activate the effect.
Yeah.
This deck is dog shit. I can never put 2 monsters on the board.
That's kind of where this deck falls like to pieces. That's why.
Yeah, but it's also what makes it like simple, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
You know, I like simple stuff. Imagine if I've been holding like for the past 4 turns just a hole in my hand just to like bait you. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be kind of nuts, actually. I would give it up. I would give you mad props for that.
It is really funny to think that we're in the linker and a 1900 normal seminal beater is still like actually good.
Yeah, it's kind of hilarious. I will not pretend. Oh man.
The guy losing to a normal summon of a 1900 vanilla, by the way, like, this is the guy who needs to go up against the high mind every single week. And then
Dude,
Jeexx is trying to take moral high ground.
I built all 3 of these decks 3 hours in my own apartment, all alone, 3 hours before we started this.
Yeah, and
okay?
what episode is this? 117? What about the 116 episodes prior to this?
You wanna know what tells you that it was me who built this deck?
Probably
Because I'm playing this
zeros.
normal summonable fucking 1.9k beat stick here.
Exactly. But this is also why the intro says that Jeexx is a lot more knowledgeable of this shit.
It's not just me. It's partially because like the person that I would be talking to about the wacky shit that I'm building anyway, is the person that is sitting in chat with yapping to me about like, okay, so what if we do this? And then I go like, I don't think that sounds good because these things. And then he points like, oh, but what if these things? And then we go from there. And then suddenly we have an Astrograph Sorcerer in our Lightsworn deck.
And this is why he got shot and killed. It could have been a cool Lightsworn deck, and then Cloudy, stupid bitch ass, had to chime in, and as a result, Astrograss found dead in his apartment. 3 bullet wounds on his neck because of Cloudy, stupid bitch ass.
Yeah, it's ruled as a suicide, by the way. Oh my god. Why does a Link Spider say I can special summon a normal monster? Why does it have to be a level 4 or lower? Like, bro, what do you
It would
mean
actually be kind of insane. Bro, actually the craziest Blue Eyes support card of all time.
Dude, think about it. Like, you play fucking whatever normal summonable shit, you suddenly have a Blue Eyes on board, and it doesn't do anything? Holy. Do I actually have anything that I can do here outside of what I already have on board? No, right? I don't really have, like...
I mean... I'm not exactly threatening you. I literally, like, Am I gonna find my dark hole before you find more shit to do your shenanigans with? Because the issue here is, like, I don't really do anything with one card. And establishing a lot of this, because the issue here is that I always, like, in the first game I just open my Garnet so I can get anything done, but also going second. But, like, even going first, like, the issue is if I can't, like, establish some sort of a board and back row, there's not really much there.
Yeah. Like, as I said, this deck is evil in the way that it's supposed to be played, because the fact that it's a pure burn deck in a game where pure burn just doesn't feasibly work. But at the same time, it came out at a time where the game itself shifting in multiple ways so that it could eke out wins in competitive settings by just timing you out.
And to be fair, the draw lock does a lot, but obviously I did not want to play it because, you know, at that point it's...
Oh, I was foaming at the mouth of playing that. Oh!
I mean, that's the difference between you and I. You're a psychopath, and I'm trying to have an entertaining series for the people here. That's why I'm here playing Super Heavy Samurai.
I have a Neos in my hand. What are you talking about?
I do not give a shit. You could have a Neos up your ass, and I don't give a shit.
I was gonna summon Air Neos and be like, Konami's gonna shut us down.
Shut up! I'm going to normal summon Traptrickstar.
How? How did you do that? Did you actually just draw into 3 Myrmilio back to back off of a shuffled deck?
This game is so ass.
This game is so ass.
This is why if you want to watch actually a good game, you watch the Pokemon progression series instead.
I mean, I'll give it up. I'll give it up. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Not at all. I don't think I have a way of ending it this turn either. Do I?
If you have a way of ending it through my fucking 3 different holes, then at that point, like, fuck my Chungus life, bro. What's the point anymore?
Let's see. This can be pop. This can't be pop.
Can you just leave my Myrmilio up so if I draw a 4th Traptrix in a row, I can at least, like, make Rafflesia?
No.
Does it take 2 Traptrix monsters? Oh, it takes 2 level 4 monsters. I see. Then it's not as hype because you can make it with Trickstars.
Yeah, it's one of the strongest level 4, rank 4 XYZs during the Arc era. I can't do.
Bro's gonna throw up like trying to say XZs. This is what happens when you play Pendulum. This is what happens when you play Astrograph Sorcerer 3 weeks in a row.
How did I go through all of my fucking imducks, man? I have like, I have a line that exists as long as I have an imduck. But
I don't know. You tell me when my 26th, 24th, and 26th from the top, 25th from the top, and 24th from the top were Traptrickstar Murmeleo. After every single one when it shuffles the deck. So you tell me.
I normal summon Lee the World Chalice Fairy. I would like to grab its effect. It is not bottomlessable and it's not nightmareable.
Yep.
Would you like to add?
You know you're good.
Okay. And then I get to add a monster to my hand. I would like to add
The issue here is I would have had 3 turns before because of this stupid fuck and it's 100. Wait, what did you add? World Chalice Guard
Dragon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this thing.
Yeah.
It's targeting protection essentially, so.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter as long as I can send to the graveyard somehow. Which, wait. Target a normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Wait. I would like to activate the effect of Lee the World Chalice Fairy from my graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
To send a card from my hand to the graveyard. I send Elemental Hero Neos. Add Lee to my hand.
You could have added Imduck to your, deck.
No. See, that's the stupid play. I attack into the Myrmidon.
So what you add? You added Lee?
Add Lee, yeah. You have to add Lee with Lee when you discard a card and you add Lee back to your hand. And then I swing for 100.
I will take the 100.
Yep. And then I pass.
Mm-hmm. Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
To add.
What did you say? Childish Gambino?
Yeah. Because this is America. Look at you slipping up. Look at you. Skibbity.
Skibbity toilet, yeah.
I'm gonna set a card. And I'm gonna pass.
Okay, stand by main. Bro. I get rid of this Lee. And I somehow send it to fucking Narnia.
You can tribute summon Neos using both of your mons on the board.
No. I have an idea. I would like to summon out Rescue Rabbit.
Go for it.
And banish Rescue Rabbit.
Yep.
To summon out two.
Yeah. Yeah, no, go for it.
I
was just myself, sorry.
Yeah. Then you can bottle Trap Hole. Oh, actually, do I have 2 Ibs? No, I only have 1. I only have 1.
Oh yeah, 2 are. I was like, you can just grab Ibs.
You want to bottle miss this?
Sure,
I'm gonna be honest.
Sure, fuck it. Let's just get rid of both of them.
No. If you hold off on this, you get a better bottomless. You get a cooler bottomless. Okay, but I assure you.
This is funny though. I mean, I'm gonna.
When you activate the single bottomless, it pops both of them. That's why I'm saying like you can just wait. You can just wait.
Why?
Yeah. Because they're summoned at the same time, so they get popped at the same time, and they both have 1.5 dozen or more attack, so they die both. So yeah. That's how it works.
That's a big fucking hole.
Yeah, it's a massive hole. But yeah,
if you can do your play. I mean, at this point, this game.
I sent over anyway. Chosen and Lee to the graveyard, right? Just for he'll summon out an Ib. You can bottomless this one. This one isn't linked, and this just dies.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Then I activate the effect of Lee the World Chalice Fairy from my graveyard to discard World Chalice Guard Dragon from my hand to add Lee back to my hand, and then I would like to banish from my graveyard World Chalice Guard Dragon to special summon Elemental Hero Neos in defense position.
Okay, but I would like to negate its effects because this thing is fucking terrifying. So.
Destroy it. Yeah.
Okay, but we don't want him banished because he might come back.
We can get it back. We can get it back. You're not wrong. We can normal summon Lee to activate Lee effect. Oh, actually, I normal summon.
That works. But we can do it next turn.
We can do it next turn. Then I swing into the Trickster Licorice here.
Yep.
Yeah. It just doesn't die, right? It dies.
Yeah, it's just 100. I'm trying to set it to the grave, but it does not want to go.
The game is fucking baffled. Well,
Anyways, it will be going to the
alright.
grave like 17 times in due time.
Yeah.
Oh, what the
Fast.
fuck? Your stuff, I guess, also. Okay. You know, it's all of that stuff happened to me like so quick. Oh, okay. I'm not dead to Lee. I'm gonna be at 100 life. Do I even have fucking targets for this? No, I do have another. I'll go for another Gambino.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, it can add itself. I didn't realize it's travelers.
Yeah. I mean, it can even add
Well, not as
the
good, but-
traps as well, but you know.
And
At
the
this
field spell.
point, we've been here for a long time. What's a few extra minutes? Finally, I get to put some damage, and since the Trickstar monster inflicted battleware effect damage to my opponents, I would also like to inflict 200 more.
Pumpkin speed.
Then I'll set another.
I have all 3 of my Lees in hand now.
But can you put all 3 of them on the board? That's the question.
No.
Okay.
Normal summon. Lee the World Chalice Fairy.
Yeah?
Activate the effect of Lee the World Chalice Fairy.
Go for it.
Add to my hand a World Chalice monster. I would like to add a Crown by the World. Oh, actually, I can threaten with Chosen of the World Chalice.
Oh, hell nah.
I think that's the option.
Actual attack points? That's fucked up, man.
Huge attack points, brother. And then I would like to... Dude, I'm running out of cards, bro. Attack using Neos Alias into your... Oh, it's lagging like fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still in the extra deck.
Yeah, you're still in the extra deck. Okay, but yeah, I'll take 100.
Yeah. And then
I'll take
another 100.
Another 100.
Yeah. And then I pass.
Behold the armies I command.
200 little weenies, bro.
I would like to normal summon Trickstar Gambino to add my last remaining Licorice to my hand. Then I would like to use the effect of Licorice to bounce this thing back to summon it. But when that happens, I would like to go 1400 into depth. And
you can't pay life points.
I know, but I'll just swing it.
The game is
and kill myself.
Damn.
But yeah.
What a dog.
I mean, this deck is just so fucking so bad. I guess I can see like why the draw luck is kind of necessary, because it just doesn't do anything without it.
Yeah, like at this stage, Trickstar are just a fairly inconsistent engine, and they don't have much going for them outside of like setting fucking one nightmare room. What the fuck is it called? Trap Rune of Nightmare or something like that. The thing that says whenever your opponent takes battle damage, effect damage, they take another 100.
Okay, but what if I summon the topological Bomber Dragon though?
I mean, there was a theoretical Trickstar list which contains a line for summoning out topological Bomber Dragon and using Trickstar Reincarnation in response to you summoning some, like, doing some shit to them popping, like,
you can do it if you go literally, like, you have all the 3 Trickstars and you have Reincarnation set, so you can also summon with it, so that's how you get the 4. So that's the thing there. But yeah.
So you did find the strikes. I was worried you missed out on the strikes.
Yeah, I had way, because when I was doing the what's his face, when I made the, I think I talked to you about it like a little while ago, where like I have the shells. Like I know what set we're gonna be playing in episode 147. Like I can tell you the set that we're going to be playing there. And when I was going through that, and I just wrote the names on dueling books, so just so I know like at all times like what we're doing, and I don't every single time have to go on Wikipedia or something else to check. While I did that, I also check the special editions, and if there was a special edition of a deck, I just threw the 4 cards from the special edition into the side. So whenever I'm building for that set, then if I see that there are already cards, it's like, oh yeah, so these are from the special edition. So there's just the extra stuff in the set.
That makes sense. I'm glad you are doing this so that I don't have to.
Because otherwise I would.
Unfortunately, I need to be looking out for those things myself. Yeah, there it is. Recall, baby.
Yeah, I have
Me when I recall my opponent.
Because it's like, but it's very mean with draw and lock, but with this I wanted to lean more into like the burn stuff. That's also why like I didn't want to do the draw stuff, because if you have a light stage, if you have a licorice, and if you have the link all set up and your opponent is just drawing cards, then it's, you know, it just burns a lot. And like G said, there isn't really a dedicated burn archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's like one of the few ones that exist, because like you said, like Volcanic also, when it was made better, it just turned into just basically weird fire kicks, but it's essentially just like keep nuking the field, and that's all the deck really does. So.
And it's mostly because of the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! As a game doesn't really support the idea of burning your opponent, because you need to have bodies on board, and you need to actually be killing things that are on board. And also, burning your opponent, like killing them, feels really bad for both players.
Yeah.
It takes ages, and it doesn't have anything exciting about it. So.
And yeah, the burn has basically always just existed for the reason that timer is a thing, and that's like literally where Cowboy for Game comes from. It literally like, all right, the timer is like Cowboy for Game more often than not, it pushes you to win on timer than is the thing that kills your opponent. It can also kill your opponent, but most often than not, it was just to push the timer into a favorable position for you.
It's the same as like there's a Noble Arms card called Caliber, which has the effect of you gain 500 life points, and you can reuse it however many times you want per turn, as long as you have one on your board and you haven't used it. It's a software per turn, right? And it re-equips itself when it gets removed from the field. So you can gain 1,000 life points on turn 1 with that, which means that you're already like ahead.
Yep.
And that like there's a joke about that being people's favorite like Noble Arms, because you can't say that you're playing it so that you can game the timer.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
that's
fucking stupid. But yeah.
But yeah, like, well, you showcase like I think like a lot of like link summoning stuff. Even better in this than was the case with the starter deck with all the Volcella stuff. And while I wasn't that interested in playing it myself for from like gameplay standpoint, it's my favorite archetype when it comes to lore in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like everything related to, obviously it's a huge thing. It's related to the crawlers, mech knights, everything like that. Crush Cards has a good video on it. There was another video that I saw before I found that was also like really good. But there's a bunch of like channels that cover Yu-Gi-Oh! Lore, but that's my favorite. Like the everything surrounded the World Chalice stuff, and then all the like Orcus stuff that comes later, and the Nightmare stuff. Like I find it very cool, and it's my favorite lore archetype.
I was actually expecting you to be playing it this time around.
Yeah.
Trickster.
I was.
That's why I was like, that's the guaranteed mirror. I was thinking.
Yeah. I when you said that, I was like, that's interesting. But yeah, like I never really even considered. It was mostly because like, I don't know. It was. I didn't think there was like anything that crazy about it, and like it was something that I could feasibly see myself playing in the future. While Trickstar was something 100%. That there is no way in hell that I would play this at any point in the future. And also the fact that like there were like Traptrickstars were in this, I kind of felt like, you know, Trickstars, Traptricks, like they go alongside each other for like a decent control package, especially with like the Solemn cards in the set. So I just felt like for the set and like given the circumstances, like this just made more sense for me to do. So that's why I ended up going with this list instead.
I think that's pretty understandable overall. Like this set itself, I would have played Trickstars here. Like that was one of the 3 other decks that I had, or 2 other decks that I had.
Was that the evil one?
That was the pure evil.
So you were like, playing draw.
I was playing draw, reincarnation, chain strike.
Yeah, I see.
The goal was to kill you and make you hate this game, essentially. And that's why I was like, I don't think I want to play this.
Yeah, we've
I don't
already
think that
played
sounds
through half
fun.
format, so you know.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be fun for either of us. So I decided I'm gonna redeem myself, and I just fucking went and put Dangerous in my extra deck, and I was like, I'm gonna play Air Neos. I'm gonna play fucking Air Hummingbird because we have a card that has air in its name in this set, so I get Air Hummingbird. I get Elemental Hero Neos from the Dangerous that is in my extra deck, and I get Neos Alias, which is a normal monster, 1.1k beater. It's pretty big overall, but it can become Neos when I summon it, and I can use it for plays as a whole for like my World Chalice plays. And then obviously Rescue Rabbit and the World Chalice package leads into a situation where I can easily like make plays if I happen to draw into it. Rescue Ferret exists in here so that I can maybe get into like Air Hummingbird even. I can use Rescue Ferret to shuffle in the deck to summon an Air Hummingbird into a zone that a link monster points to. Then I can link those two off to have an Air Hummingbird in my graveyard for Miracle Contact, or even Miracle Fusion if I want to make Great Tornado, or like Gaia or anything else that I happen to have in my side deck for extra stuff.
I appreciate you not going into Ernia so we don't get copyright strike by the whatever the weird superhero thingy was that was the like legal things that had. I do appreciate that.
I was hoping that I could make the joke that Konami is gonna shut us down for this. I was really praying that I could get this I was so close.
I don't want to cover the card or we're gonna get killed.
Oh, we're gonna get killed. Watch out, guys.
No, but
a card that neither of us got to showcase.
Mm-hmm.
This piece of fucking shit.
Oh,
this
Gofu?
motherfucking.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why this card is
banned.
banned.
The linker rep. Yep.
Is because
one
it's
of
not
the
future approved.
one of the billion things that been there about like.
But I would argue that unlike Grinder Golem, which still requires you to be playing the game somehow, like you need to have a way of bouncing it back, which was like arguably Firewall Dragon or some other stuff that you could use to cycle it, and Galaxy Tomahawk that got shot because it was a rank 7 that you need to go into to make 1 billion tokens. Those were still like you needed to play them, like you needed to play into them. But Gofu is just I put 3 Gofu in my deck and I have a Link 3 in a single Gofu.
Assuming it doesn't need effect monsters, because once again, a lot of these. But you can get a Gaia Saber, for example, with it, right?
Yeah, which is pretty big already. But like even more so than that, you can use the tokens because at the time people were still using Link Spider and whatnot because obviously extra monsters weren't very common.
Yeah.
Like Link monsters weren't very common. Link Spiders was like one of the better options even at the time.
And early on, also like
you could only use it.
Most decks were like it was almost exclusive links, and then you had like maybe 1 or 2 of something like, for example, like Revlesia, but you had the space to throw in some Link Spiders and Link Karibos too.
Yeah, a Link Karibo did not come out until like a year though.
I forgot it was from the like later what's his face starter deck for us, so that's why we had it already. Yeah. That's actually good to note because I mean not like it's just one word anyway, but like still good to remember that. It's not we played it, so of course it's out. So it's in a way like good that it's not easily accessible because would be easy. I feel like to make that mistake.
I do want to point out that it is a part of an archetype. It is a part of the Karibo archetype.
Yeah.
Which means that if you have Karibos in the set, you have access to Link Karibo. Yeah. But we don't have access to it for a year.
Yeah, and so, Karibo, like early linker, I don't think
there's like
they're like reprint sets that like have some, but I don't think because like obviously these days there's a Kuribo for every other archetype. Like there's Curry Photos, there's the stuff for Dark Magician. Like there's so many Kuribos, but I think like apart from these sets that are like, well, I think actually Legendary Duelist is gonna be our next one if I'm not mistaken. But so that might have a Karibo already, so it's good still to note that. But like for the most part, like most like main boosters, that's like they don't have Karibos early on here. So, but this recording is over an hour long, and I'm getting really hungry. But one final thing before we get out of here, you will also hear from me elaborate this on the start of the next episode. But like I said, I'm pretty sure the next set that we're doing is Legendary Duelist. I will check after this, but as we've established, we will be playing under Master Rule 4 for quite a while now. We're not gonna play under it for the entirety that it lasted. I've said this a billion times. Natural 5 makes things more interesting, makes things more balanced, but we do want to obviously showcase the importance of link monsters. And Legendary Duelists doesn't have a lot of link monsters, does it?
It doesn't have a single one.
Yeah, so this is kind of necessary for that, but this also makes sense. And we talked about this with Jeexx. Mrs. Radiant you see on my board is what we'll just call the generic attribute links. They take 2 monsters of an attribute and boost that attribute stats while putting down the same stats by from basically the opposing element or attribute: earth and wind, light and dark, fire and water. And then if they're destroyed by any means, you can target their own attribute from your grave and add it to your hand. And the floating effect is once per turn, but it has 2 down pointing arrows, which means that this is basically, you need to make this if you want to do other extra deck plays. And we figured that we don't want to, while we're showcasing obviously the Master Rule 4 stuff, we still want to be able to play the archetypes that we want to play. So as a result, these cards going forward will be in the generic pool. Obviously, some of them are not out yet because they come out in a weird way. So I think Mr. Boy came out in a special edition, but it's not, like, for example, like Mr. Boy, it just isn't out yet. So if you're going to be playing
Oh, no, it is.
Oh, is it?
I'm pretty sure it's the special edition.
Oh, it was the special edition of this one. You're right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It was some other one that I was thinking. It might have been Great Fly, but I do remember not all of them are. But yeah, you're right. That was in the special edition. So we will have at least Witch's Apprentice, Miss Radiant, and Mr. Boy are out. I'll have to check what are out. But like after they come out, they are now in the generic pool. It would still be. It wouldn't be that crazy, I think, to just have access to all of them, but at the same time, like, they come out pretty fast. So if they limit us for a couple episodes, so be it. But these will all be in the generic
that's
pool.
the point of the series in a way.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. The point is that there are limitations, but we don't want it to be just like, all right, well, both of us have one extra deck slot, and once that's taken up, then that's what you're gonna be doing. Enjoy. So. I think it just makes sense to have access to these things, and obviously they're nothing crazy, so they're not gonna break the series. They're gonna enable us to do the cool stuff that we want to do. But like I said, like I'll say this thing again at the start of the next episode. And actually now here, if I was smart, I would have phrased this in a way where I could have just literally taken this and moved it there, so I save 3 minutes of my future having to record that, but I didn't do that, so I'll re-record it and hopefully say it in a clearer manner while I'm at it. But the attribute links will be in the generic pool as they come out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I'm looking at the next set, by the way, and it's kind of crazy just how powerful a normal summon 1.9k beat stick would be to say. At a glance. That's wild, bro.
I mean, it's Legendary Duelist. Surely there are some heroes for you to play there, right?
No. It's Joey. It's Joey and like a bunch of the Duelist Kingdom people.
Oh, it's just that stuff. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I'll make sure after this I'll let you know. But I'm like 90% sure it is Legendary Duelists. But regardless, like I said, this episode is already getting very long, but thank you very much for watching. We have now, I think, like officially opened up the link era, and honestly, me personally, already, like, I think I'm way more excited for this than to be pendulum summoning some clowns.
Yeah. I'm so excited for it.
But also, like, this is the era
coming.
when we finally get to the point where I actually get into Yu-Gi-Oh! And because I'm, as we all know and have established at this point, I'm an egotistical piece of shit. When that happens, that'll be a super special episode. So, yippee. Oh, there's also other reasons for that, but we'll get to that when we get there. But with all that being said, though, I'm starting to also feel it in my voice because recording 2 of these back to back. A lot of yapping. But regardless, thank you so very much for watching. We should be back to just regular recording, because if I've done the math and scheduling, this is coming up this Sunday, and then the next one is that Sunday, and the following week. Yeah, we might not. I'll let you know, Jeexx. We might not be able to record on Monday, but I will let you know when I know. But we should still be good on uploads for now. There might be something later in the summer that might switch stop a little bit, but honestly, it's all good. Honestly, it's crazy how consistent we've been for the most part with everything. Like, I think that's we talked about this multiple times, but
there's been like 2 episodes that we've missed in the last, like, in both of the last 2 years. We might miss a few more this year. For example, I'm going to be over in Helsinki later this summer, meeting a friend for a couple of days, and then later on in August, I'm gonna go back to Germany.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk about that, so that's why I kept it. The refs, but yeah, Jeexx gonna go.
If they show up at the twitch.tv/Jeexx, they'll also hear that there.
That is also true. So, and if you're in Germany, go get beaten up by a local. Well, not a local, actually. Very much not a local, but go get beat up by an invading Source player in the Grand Blue bracket. And maybe if you're lucky, you might catch some Dragunov down twos.
Finna down 2.
But yeah,
down 2 sucks so much ass now. That's holy.
But yeah, we're straight off topic. No podcast this time because I need to eat and let my voice rest. So thank you so very much for watching. If you see us next time, we're suddenly ass. Well, it's not because there was a break. It's because we've always been like that. But we can pretend that it was because of the break. So we're going to make sure to do that. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you next time. Have a great rest of your day, and peace.